Welcome to Islamic TV program Light of Islam, which is on air every Sunday from 11 a.m. to noon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. तमाम नाजरीन को मकसूद सिद्दीकी का सलाम अर्ज़ है। हस्ब मामूल हम सब की रूहानी ग़िज़ा लेकर यहाँ मौजूद है। नाजरीन, इस्लामिक टीवी प्रोग्राम आप देखते हैं, शौक़ से देखते हैं। अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला हम सबको हिदायत अता फ़रमाए, आपको भी और मुझे भी हिदायत अता फ़रमाए। और आपके ऊपर भी ज़िम्मेदारी है कि आप अपने सर्कल में, आप अपने दोस्त अहबाब को बताइए कि एक इस्लामिक टीवी प्रोग्राम टीवी 1 पे आ रहा है, वो ताकि आपकी तरफ से वो अगर देखते हैं तो अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला उसका भी अजर आपको अता करेंगे। क्योंकि अल्लाह के प्यारे नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम का फरमान है, राय के दाने के बराबर की नेकी कोई भी ईमान वाला करता है तो वो लिखी जाती है और अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला उस नेकी को बढ़ा चढ़ा कर फिर आखिरत में हिसाब किताब के दिन पेश करेंगे। और हर नेकी हमें बहुत ज़रूरत होगी उस दिन। तो ज़रूर आप अपने कोलीग्स को अपने सर्कल में बताइए कि इस्लामिक टीवी प्रोग्राम लाइट ऑफ इस्लाम 4 महीने से रमज़ान से ये प्रोग्राम शुरू हुआ था। अल्लाह के हुक्म से, अल्लाह की मदद के साथ ये प्रोग्राम जारी है। मेरे साथ मौजूद है आज के मेहमान। हम इनका तारुफ आपसे कराते हैं। ब्रदर इमाम खलील, अस्सलाम वालेकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू।
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Welcome to Islamic TV program Light of Islam, brother.
Thank
So
you
how are you today?
I'm doing fine, alhamdulillah, and thank you for having me.
Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you and bless all of us.
Ameen.
Today we are going to talk about our responsibility of our parents. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is his kids. Our children is a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And how we take the importance, what is the responsibility as a parent to brought our children in Islamic environment?
Yes, this is a very important question, and I believe that right now in society, this is something that we really need to pay close attention to. The responsibility of a parent is a very sacred relationship that Allah chooses us for. And it is the responsibility for the parents to mold and shape the best that they can under the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, their children. And so this is a very sacred relationship. We know in the Quran how Allah talks about the mystic tie between parent and child, specifically the mother, because the mother carries the child for at least 9 months into the womb. And then the mother is the first teacher. So it's a huge responsibility that Allah places upon the parents.
So mother is it's very important role to brought up the kids. What is the duties of mother?
So as I mentioned before, the mother's the first responsibility for the health and the well-being of the child. What the mother does with her life transfers into the life of the child, especially when she is pregnant with the child. So if the mother is eating healthy foods, that transfers into what the child eats. And the way that the mother carries herself outwardly in society, what she's putting in her mind, how her spirit is, this is very, very important, even before the child even comes into the earth. So in Islam, it's the responsibility for the man to make sure that the woman, that the mother of the child is in a very comfortable situation, so therefore that she can be in a situation where she can be comforting to the child and make sure that the child comes.
So you mean whatever the mothers do spiritually or any act they do, it will affect to the child while the child is in the womb of mother?
Absolutely. Even if you go to the amusement park sometime, a lot of times they give you warnings that says, if the mother is pregnant, the child can be at risk if you go on certain roller coasters. So that is just a small sign of how whatever the mother does can be impacted on the child. So yes, it's very important that the mother is in a very comfortable environment, a very peaceful environment as much as possible. Now we know that a lot of our mothers these days, they're working, they go out of the home to be able to provide for their families. So, but as much as we possibly can, we want to make sure that our mothers are in a comfortable environment because it has a huge role on the development of their child.
What about Imam Hanif? Mothers sometimes nowadays they have cell phones and they are busy while at home or whatever. They have their friend circle. They are keep on talking one after one, and then backbiting and lying. All this is going to be effect to the child.
Yes, basically, simply stated, how the mother behaves in her spirit more than anything else, her attitude, her thoughts, the way that she carries herself, all of those things can impact the very vulnerability of the child. The child is very vulnerable while they're in the womb of the mother, and then once the child comes out of the womb, they are very in a very delicate situation.
And then it means if the mother is poised and do a lot of good things, it also affects the child.
Absolutely, and it's a very symbiotic relationship between the mother and the child. The child has an effect on the parent, and the parent has an effect on the child. So the mother and the responsibility not only of the mother, but everybody in the environment is to make sure that they're giving positive influences to that environment. The environment of a family, specifically when you have a new life that is in that environment. The environment is a very sacred environment, and that's the way we should treat our environments, especially when the mother is pregnant with new life, and then when that new life is in that environment.
So what is the role of the father to bring up their own kids?
So initially, the role and responsibility of the father is to protect that environment. Allah says in the Quran, loosely translated in English, that the man is the provider and the maintainer. Basically meaning that it is the responsibility for the man to set the environment up, to provide everything that the mother and the child needs in that environment. Whether it's intellectual development, whether it's a physical environment to make sure that they're safe and they're secure. And then it's also the responsibility to provide resources so that the mother can have everything that she needs and her concentration can be directly on the child. So the primary responsibility of the man is to provide an environment that is physically nurturing to that child, and then also intellectually and spiritually. So it is the responsibility of the father to provide the whole environment, the safe environment, so that that mother can nurture the child in the best way possible.
What about Imam, after the child born, what is the responsibility of the mother, especially the breastfeeding? How important for child is, what benefit it has to the child?
So the primary responsibility for the mother once the child comes out is the same responsibility that she had while the child was in the womb. And that is to provide food, to provide love, to provide a nurturing environment, compassion, empathy, all of those things, the natural things that women already possess, that Allah has already blessed them with. That's the responsibility, firstly, of the mother, as well as education. So all of those things are the primary responsibility. When you talk about specifically, and now, I'm not a woman, so I'm very sensitive to each situation that a mother has with that child. Some children, the ideal situation is to breastfeed the child. This is what Allah says in the Quran, that the period of weaning is for 2 years, at least, if it's all possible. Now, we know that there's medical complications that may arise. There are conveniences that may be impacted as well. But ideally, if a mother can, she should breastfeed the child. And it's great now in society that society actually supports this. So they have breastfeeding rooms on the job. They have breastfeeding rooms at the airport. So they're providing resources and conveniences for the mother to breastfeed the child, because everybody understands now with the evolved advances in society that people understand the importance for the mother to breastfeed the child.
Yeah. I have two sons myself. How many children do you have?
I have two children. I have a son and a daughter.
MashaAllah, mashallah.
Yes.
It's a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What we see is the women breastfeed their children. It attach more to the mother is love when they grow up, and the love also come out of those children. And the children who don't bottle feed it, and then they are a little bit not attached to the mother. Yeah.
Absolutely. There's great wisdom and great benefits when the mother is able to be in a ideal situation and be able to breastfeed their child. There is a closeness, and there's a bond that forms between the parent and child, because you're feeding directly from your human body to another human body. So you're transferring not only physically the food, but you're transferring the love and the spirit and the attitude and the positivity. All of those things are transferred from the mother and the child. So this is a great sign that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows us in the bond and the closeness between the mother and the child. And it builds a certain connection as the child grows and develops in that environment.
Nazreen, you're watching this time Islamic TV program Light of Islam, and you can call here also. The number to call 855-886-6387 extension 6, and live program is going on right now. Sheikh is here, Imam Hanif, Brother Hanif. What about children before they start going to school? What the mother role should be to introduce the Creator, to introduce the prophets, and talk about all good things, and talk about the evil things. So what is the responsibility of that one?
So the responsibility of the mother at the early stages of that child is to really support the beautiful nature that Allah has blessed every child with. See, the children come out, every child comes out of the womb of the mother with great possibilities and great potential. And it's up to the mother primarily first, because of that closeness that we talked about, the connection that they have coming from the womb, feeding the child, building a close bond with that child. It's the responsibility of the parents, specifically the mother, to really support and really bring out all of those beautiful aspects of the baby's nature. Allah says in the Quran that He taught Adam the names and the sciences of everything. So the child comes with these possibilities and these capabilities. So early on, especially from 0 to 1, 2, and 3, it's very important for the mother to teach the child and bring out those possibilities, to bring them out, to evolve them, to elevate those natural capabilities that the child has. So then at that particular point, how the mother talks to the child, how the child responds, how the mother is looking at how that child is learning from the environment, how the child is reacting to the stimulus in that environment, is the temperature, even down to the temperature. And the mother should be able to recognize if the child is cold or warm or hot. And this is a learning environment for that child. So the more that the woman supports the beautiful nature of that child and keeps them on that right natural pattern, the fitr of that child, the more that child's possibilities and capabilities can come out. And so this is the responsibility of the mother primarily, but also the father and the siblings as well, to make sure that they bring out the pristine nature of that child.
Yes, Imam. All right, we are going to go for a break, and inshallah, after break we'll come back and continue how we can bring up our children in the Islamic environment. inshallah. Then call us back after the break and we can talk also. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.